All right, what's going on in the Vulcanverse, everybody? Moonshot coming to you guys. Just wanted to give a quick TYCHE update, a reminder that I am still alive and still working hard on the project. I know it's been a minute since I've talked to you guys about TYCHE. Haven't been on the Discord all that much. In fact, this is actually the first video that I'm doing here from my new place in sunny Florida. And that's been a little bit of a process. Lived in Chicago for most of my life. So me and my wife and my two daughters moved down here about 6 months ago, and it's been a little bit of a process. That as well, my in real life job has been pretty busy, so that is the only reason I haven't been as active on Discord. But this video is a reminder that TYCHE is eternal. There are more things happening with TYCHE now than ever before, and that's kind of the point of this video, just kind of reminding you I'm here. We're working hard. There's lots of cool things upcoming, and let's just kind of get into what some of those are, and then we will go from there. All right. So first and foremost, one of the things I wanted to talk about is an update in liquidity. So I'm going to be adding 1,000 PYR to the liquidity pool. Currently, we have I think there's like 500,000 LE that are in the liquidity pool, but I want to increase the liquidity pool. As a reminder that that I'm completely serious and want to make sure that this is a liquid token that people have a lot of accessibility to if they want to trade it, if they want to buy more for their stake, et cetera, et cetera. So originally when I put the 500,000 LE in, LE was at a much higher price. I think for a minute when we had those, that brief pump, I think it was a year ago or so, maybe a little bit longer. I think we were, between like 15,000 liquidity, which would have been fine. But since LE's had its drop, we've lost quite a bit of that liquidity. So I want to make sure that I, kind of maintain with that. And this is just going to be a good faith move on my part to let you guys know there's nothing to worry about. And similar to the LE liquidity, this PYR liquidity, that's going to remain there. I will not remove that liquidity for any reason. And I'm sure every once in a while, that has to come into people's minds. I know not every meme project on LE has had any long-term success or aspirations. This is going to be very much different. I've stated in the past, and I've been really surprised by how much it has become, but TYCHE has become just a really awesome creative outlet for me. And on top of that, now that we have, the community aspect really flowing into place, it's more fun than ever. And there's absolutely no intentions to not see this project through to, and really there is no ending. There are some interesting things that I the amount of notes I have and ideas that I have behind TYCHE, they continue to grow. But let's just say that, the 7-year blessing is even the 7-year blessing, which part of the reason that I went with 7-year, of course it's a, godly number and it kind of fits the lore or whatnot, is because I just wanted, that's sometimes that happens when you're in a staking protocol. You start doing the math like, how much have I missed out on? How much is left? I really thought 7 years was the right number, so that even for the next 2 to 3 to 4, even 5 years, depending on what happens, people are going to want to get involved in the absolutely and completely diabolical staking program that we have come up with. But this is something but so that message about increased liquidity, that's basically for the 63 addresses we have here. We've got a lot of, I think there's, of the 5 million circulating in TYCHE right now, I think we have like almost, what's it say here? So this is the TYCHE Portal of Good Fortune right here. I'm actually logging in on the actual administrative side, so I don't have a stake or anything in here right now. But yeah, you can see over 2 million TYCHE tokens, and there's 5 million circulating. So that's pretty awesome. But anybody who has not staked TYCHE and you happen to have some, you're really missing out, because just take a look at these multipliers, and eventually you will get to your 20% God Hands multiplier, and that will remain in place until you sell. But I've gone into staking before. I've been told that this has been the easiest staking platform that anybody's ever used. I've had so many compliments on that, and I'm really proud of that, because I worked really hard on putting this in place, and it's something that is awesome to see is working as expected. But if you had your stake on there, you'd be able to put the amount you want in, you'd be able to claim your rewards if you want, you can withdraw your whole stakes. Right there's a section here would list all of the stakes that you have. So this is something in place. Now the portal, I guess, I'll go ahead and jump right into, another thing that I'm really excited about. I'll get into a couple more events that are upcoming. But one of the things I am absolutely most excited about, and it will be happening right here on the Portal of Good Fortune, is the NFT project. That has been really picking up steam, and I couldn't be any more bullish about what we're doing with NFTs and TYCHE. And I'll give a quick kind of, when I developed the white paper around the TYCHE NFTs, it was because the last thing in the world I ever had any aspirations to do with TYCHE NFTs was simply go down the road of a JPEG NFT. How many of us were there for the NFT craze a few years back, where how many worthless or almost worthless NFTs that we all hold in our wallets, and so I wanted to do something different, and I developed a white paper around these NFTs, and I approached some community members about the idea, and I've been told it's quite unique, and it got some creators really excited, and so I have we're getting really close to launching the NFT aspect of TYCHE, and it's going to be unlike anything. It's just going to be awesome. Let me just leave it at that. I'll save that for a future update. And I've actually seen a couple of the NFTs that have been completed, and they are awesome. I'm a little bit biased, but they are probably two of the coolest. Two are done so far of the initial set of 10, and they're just amazing. I'm kind of blown away by how awesome they are, and when we're able to release the details about how the NFT platform will work, you'll understand why I'm so excited about it, and why you will definitely want to get a hold of one if possible. But we'll leave the NFT part aside. So again, so far we've covered that I'm still alive, I'm here, and not going anywhere, and we are still working in the background. Number two, I've announced that we are increasing liquidity. We're going to add 1,000 PYR liquidity. I'll try to get that done here in the next couple weeks. That's just my way of just reminding you guys I'm serious. We're not going anywhere. And as we eventually, move on to the VX platform, which I've mentioned in the past, I've been in the background talking to Ness about that. I've talked to Jamie about it. The team has every intention of allowing and putting TYCHE onto the VX exchange when they're ready, when we're ready. I know it's just, we're just in a situation right now where I don't think that's at the top of the priority list, which isn't a big deal. So in the meantime, we'll just increase the Elysium swap liquidity so that TYCHE becomes even more accessible than it has already been. So you'll be able to get TYCHE directly with PYR or through ELY, as it already has, if you want to go ahead and get a stake on that. So that's that. So then some other upcoming events that we have. I'll go ahead and throw this one up here. I'm not sure where he's at with this, but Pegarax, who always has amazing ideas, and as you guys know, Pegarax was there at the beginning with me, and him and I have probably 1,000 DMs back and forth about TYCHE, and he obviously he is obsessed and always thinking about Berserk And, that was one of Pegarak's big things when we were coming up with the idea around TYCHE, was to how can we use the token to increase and make the games at Vulcanverse more fun. So even though I have all these big complicated aspirations and my staking platform and stuff, that was always a big one for him. It was using TYCHE, the token, to increase the fun factor around the community and the games that we already have in place. So he's always doing things like this, but he's got this kind of idea for a Berserk League that's going to be powered by TYCHE upcoming, and I know we've already kind of mentioned it to Ness, and the team plans on supporting us, but keep your eye out for this. It'll be upcoming soon, and I'm very bullish on TYCHE and its Berserk crossovers, especially after that last event that Scory ran. We had a ton of participation. We blew through the tournament really fast, and it was just a lot of fun. Again, the ability to use TYCHE, the token, to support the gaming system that we already have in place is a core principle, and one that remains, and it's going to only increase. Again, there's a billion TYCHE tokens. 500 million of them will be given away in the 7-year blessing. Probably by the time we get them onto VX, 200 to 300 million are going to be in public supply. But that still leaves a monster stack of TYCHE tokens, a couple hundred to 300 million TYCHE tokens that can be given away through gaming, other community development ideas, as mentioned already, the NFT program. And again, this is key, this community development mechanism. This has been in place since inception of the project. More and more, I'm having people come to me with ideas. I think they're realizing what it is that we're trying to do with TYCHE, and I've had more people get excited and just have their own ideas. And as you'll see with the event that's upcoming soon, and that's something, I'm very busy running Point and doing a lot of the coding, coding the NFT platform currently, which we're pretty much done with, coding the 7-year blessing. There's other things that I'm going to be coding. All of it is around TYCHE. That's the only type of coding that I do, and it's really lit this creative fire in me, and I actually really enjoy it. That's also why I haven't been as active on Discord, is because I've just been really busy, besides real life, but doing things in the background for TYCHE. Again, point of this video, I'm here, we're working hard, and there's a lot of cool stuff upcoming. So TYCHE is just really getting warmed up. So that said, the next upcoming event, this one will be really cool. This is going to be one of our first kind of lore-based projects, and this was brought to us by community member Angelhorn. He designed all of the concepts around this and the ideas, and that started with a DM. Hey, I got an idea for TYCHE. He's been participating in a lot of the previous events, and he was rewarded TYCHE tokens for a lot of the crossover Vulcanverse challenges, and I think he understood, wow, now I have an outlet, I have some ideas, and I love Vulcanverse, and I can bring those here, and I said absolutely. So together we worked on this. I mean, all the ideas are his, I just helped with the PDF, but look for this coming out soon, the Fourfold Fortune of TYCHE. And I want to do more of these. Anytime we can supplement and support the Vulcanverse gaming ecosystem, we're going to do that. And this one definitely does that. In fact, the addition to fishing here was something I requested because I don't know how involved people are in fishing as of now, but I remember doing a lot of my landmark runs and always thinking it was cool just to look over and see somebody just sitting there chilling and they just got their fishing pole. But anyways, we are looking to kind of increase, and bring in new concepts and aspirations around that. Eventually, alchemy, cooking, and things like that. But this one here, just a quick update, and I'll be releasing this on the Discord, and then we can discuss a launch date. Because I'm still kind of working on. I was even asking Pegarax and Angelhorn, how hard is this? Because I want to make sure that everybody who completes this challenge gets something. And then, so one of the ideas around that we're definitely going to do is there's going to be a marble race tied into this. So we'll have big prizes for the, the whoever completes it first. Maybe I'll do it for, a week, 10 days, however long that I think it's going to take. Probably a grinder is going to win that, but I want to make sure that everybody in the community has an opportunity to complete this challenge and have fun with it. So we'll be giving out smaller rewards for completion, and then you'll have an opportunity to get a marble into a much bigger opportunity for more TYCHE tokens. But travel through all 4 quadrants: Hades, Arcadia, Boris, yada yada. Seek out the legendary plots, so that'll be a big part of the objective, to seek the legendary plot out. Catch the mythic fish from each quadrant. Right, so here's the list of the fish that we went with, and they take a screenshot and submit your screenshot. So look for this to be coming soon. I'll probably drop this onto the Vulcanverse Discord channel, just to kind of see, when a good time that everybody will be ready to go on this, and make sure that we have a lot of activity around this. But keep your eye out for more and more of these kind of lore-based TYCHE challenges upcoming. And what else was it that I wanted to get into? Yeah, that's really it. But I guess why I have this pulled up, just a reminder, again, about what's happening with TYCHE and the scarcity of this token and the way it was designed, right? 1 billion TYCHE are in existence. Whether we get to 200 or 300 million for public sale, that's to be determined. Obviously, that has a lot to do with when we get on VX. But community hodl, 500 million are given away. So there's just not that many, 5 million in the circulating supply. You see how infrequently we give them away. I mean, we do a lot of events, but we're not giving away millions and millions, because we're trying to keep, we're trying to pace ourselves for, the full 7 years and beyond. Right, but again, just remind yourselves, and this administrative part here, I think I mentioned that in the last video, that's been removed. That was just kind of like originally I was like, well, I'm going to be doing a lot of work and yada yada. So this administrative 40 million would be for me to send out staking rewards. That's relinquished. Again, I did that because I really, really believe in the idea behind a community project, and if you have any type of allocation that's going to go towards me, a centralized party in this process, then that takes away from the community aspect of it. And now I'm just as, and also that benefits me in a way, because now I'm free to go onto Elysium Swap and buy TYCHE tokens like everybody else, which I have done in the past. I've never sold a TYCHE token. I never will sell a TYCHE token. I have no plans on it. And again, as I've said, if anybody ever sees me selling TYCHE tokens, then just run away from the project. That would be absolutely ridiculous and so stupid. And, that would destroy the project. So I think you guys believe that by now, but I I still couldn't help but trying to be like, that 5 million is that administrative allocation is really pissing me off, because I just want everybody to know that this is not my project, this is our project. So that's gone. But anyways, I don't know if there's anything else I really wanted to get into. It's just kind of just a reminder that I'm still here, we're still working. And I appreciate all the communication, but keep your eyes peeled for new things upcoming. I'll launch this next event here soon. I'll get the PYR liquidity added in the next week to 10 days, and I'll be touching base with you, and then I'll also check in with Pegarax about his timing on this Berserk League. And already in my head, I'm thinking about wanting to do something with Paint Olympus. So if anybody is watching this and wants to help me create an event for Paint Olympus, let's get that done. And again, remember, community development mechanism. Everybody who works on this project with me gets blessed by the goddess. You will receive tokens for your support of the project. That is how this works. That is the foundation of this project, and the way to as a community do something different. There are a million meme tokens out there. How do we prove that we are different? How do we create something unique and special? We already have probably the most badass community, and many of us have been talking back and forth on Discord and running around doing our landmark runs and playing Berserk, and that's what makes this different. There's so much more of a foundation and strength behind something that we already have built in place. Compare that to, if I was just a stranger who dropped a meme token on Elysium and had to try to sell this idea to you. And I don't have to do that because I've been in there talking with you guys directly through messages or a few of these videos in the past, or just generally on Discord. But again, this is just, that's all this is. I think that's all I really needed to get into today. Just a reminder that we are still working hard on TYCHE, and honestly, we're just getting warmed up. This is going to be a big push here. I'm settled in here now. My in real life job usually calms down the next couple months of the year. So, and again, TYCHE's always spinning in my head. I've always got these ideas coming to the forefront, and it helps when I got... Anyways, that's my daughter calling me, so I better see what she needs. But anyways, great talking with you guys. Have a great happy Halloween for anybody that's celebrating that. And yeah, we'll be talking to you guys soon. Have a great weekend. Happy Halloween, and we'll see you guys out on the Discord soon. Have a good one.